Greg's favorite song. We're back. After a nice little week off. Play it. The Two Old Farts. Greenville's favorite emo empire. Back for another round. June 24th, 2024. Welcome back, folks. Two Old Farts. I'm just a little old colored fella from New Jersey, Rico Jambone Esquire, lawyer extraordinaire. Joined, as always, after a week off by my two favorite people, Low Country's own Greg Cassidy, and of course, how can you not remember our favorite Detroit fan from Durand, Michigan, Kurt Marks. Boys,
what's happening?
Welcome back.
Hello.
God has blessed us with another opportunity to talk dirty.
Absolutely.
So I'll start the show off with this, and then we'll get into what pissed you guys off. Obviously, we had the week off last week. I went to Katichi Country Club, which is owned by a buddy of mine. It's in Hart County, Georgia, which is if you come off Hartwell there, you take a left on 29. It rides you out to 77, I think it was. But it's beautiful country, and I'd recommend you guys take a trip. Like, we can't get you out of Greenville, but
I can't walk there. Yeah. I'm not going.
How about if we drive you there, then you can walk to?
Yeah,
then I got to find a way home.
Yeah. With that said, I ended up at the Braves game. It was 97 degrees in the stadium, and for the life of me, I can't understand why people bring toddlers to games like that. I mean, there's the lady sitting in the sun holding her child, and the sun's beaming down right on them. And I thought that, from a lawyer's perspective, that was pretty negligent on her part. But with that said, this show's not about me, it's about you. What pissed you two guys off last week?
Well, I got pissed off today, and my wife and I had a doctor appointment at 1:30, and at 2:30 the doctor walks in. So we're sitting in a room for an hour doing zero. And I thought an appointment, when you make an appointment, that means I'm going to be there, right? Well, I was there on time. We were there on time. But whatever. It pisses me off.
Kind of like Seinfeld with a reservation.
Yeah. What's a reservation?
What's the point of a reservation?
When he gets there to get his car, and she goes, "Oh, we don't have any more cars." But I had a reservation.
There's a Curb Your Enthusiasm on that, where Larry David walks into the doctor's office, and there's someone that got there before him, but their appointment time was after his. And he got all upset about it, and then they switched it, and he's like, "What the hell are you switching it for?" Kurt, your turn.
Nothing near as serious as what he's going through, but I'm a little pissed off because we have the Detroit Tigers on tonight at 6:40. We have a baseball national championship game tonight, and we have Stanley Cup Game 7 tonight. And I only have two televisions in my living room, so I have to fire up the iPad. That kind of irritates the hell out of me.
Yeah, but at least you'll get to see all three.
Oh, yeah.
And you got some big-ass TVs. The one with the line going down it now?
It's just a little couple of flares. I need to replace it here pretty soon. We're not far away.
Something that happened last weekend, and it's worth, this is our pop culture segment. We'll go with that. So I'm in my hotel room, and I'm just hanging out, and there's I turned the channel 3 different times. And each of the 3 times, there was a notification about the possibility of Ben Affleck and J-Lo divorcing again. I gotta ask, who gives a shit?
Don't care.
I mean, entertaining yourself with it. These are the people that this is why I don't mind having people like this in the world, because they're idiots. They're easy to take advantage of. I'm just putting that out there. I mean, the second that scrolls across your TV, is there a part of you that's like, oh shit, I guess I'll tune into this?
No.
Well, first of all, I'm watching sports most of the time or news. That doesn't pop up on my TV.
Tidy whities and 2 remotes.
That's why I have remote control, and I can switch the channel.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I was tuning into a sports-related thing, and the Weather Channel actually to get some information, and it popped up on there. It just drives me crazy.
Although J-Lo's a hell of a lot better to look at than he is.
At this point, I've had enough of her.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the LeBron
Drama
thing for
queen.
me.
Come on,
Yeah,
Jenny from the Block, she's from your neck of the woods.
I liked her when she was Jenny from the Block with that voluptuous bosom she has, but at this point, you just sort of get over it, get past it, off it goes, and I've got better things to deal with in my life. That said, we ended up at a little nightclub out there, the group of us, and we had our reservation for 7 o'clock. It was a 4:30 game. At about 11:30, two friends of ours leave, John and Brittany. They go back to their hotel room. At about 11:30 midnight, I get a notification on my phone saying that someone's at my front door. I didn't pay much attention because I just figured,
Another vagrant.
Another vagrant, maybe some pamphlets being dropped off. I get home Sunday and I open the door, and there's a folded up bag, about 6 pounds of Taco Bell, and a big Mountain Dew drink right next to me. So I get a text from John saying, hey, when we were in Atlanta last night, they were so excited, so enhanced that they ended up ordering Taco Bell through Uber Eats, but not to their hotel in Atlanta.
Or their house.
To my house in Greenville, 2.5 hours away. So needless to say, I threw that shit out as soon as I got home.
I'm surprised the vagrants didn't eat it.
Or raccoons.
Like, good to you.
Yeah.
I think the raccoons in my neighborhood get eaten by all the stray dogs. Because I don't see many of them up in that part of town these days. Now, your neck of the woods, there are possums.
I got a little delivery story too, Rico. Probably 6 months ago, I'm very technology challenged, as you guys know. I finally figured out how to do Chick-fil-A app on my phone. I ordered food, starving, sitting home by myself. Oddity comes home 30 minutes. My wife comes home 30 minutes later. She goes, why is that bag of Chick-fil-A out in the driveway? I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, there's a bag all torn up. Freaking raccoons ate my food.
That's awesome. Hey, listen, when I had my broken ribs, I ordered all types of foods to the hospital room, and they bring it right to the room in the hospital.
No kidding.
I got some Taco Bell. That was a bad idea when you can't get to the bathroom as fast as you need to. Middle of the night, I had to have two nurses. This poor old lady, she comes in and she's like helping me up, and I'm 225 pounds, and she can barely lift a pencil without strain. And they're walking me into the bathroom after 6 taco shells, and here I am sitting on a toilet with 5 broken ribs, and these poor ladies had to.
They didn't put you on the bedpan?
They should have. What's that thing
That's rough.
I had to have an enema one time at a hospital when I got food poisoning, and they literally stick a bucket under your ass and off you go. Hopefully none of us have to experience that at any points in our life.
I have for a couple of months of my life, to be honest with you. A couple of surgeries I had. When I broke my leg, I couldn't get out of bed, so they just put the old bucket underneath.
Oh, yeah, I walk into Kurt's apartment one day. That reminds me, I did kind of show up unannounced, but it was baseball Sunday, and his door's open, and I walk in, and I'm yelling his name.
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt. I'm starting to think wellness check, to be honest with you. And he comes out, and I kind of startle him, and he's like, what? I was taking a shit listening to Detroit radio.
Well, do what you got to do.
I mean, clearly. Anyway, we've reached the 9-minute mark in the first segment. Stick with us. We'll be back segment 2 of the Two Old Farts. On our way out, though, I've got a surprise that Kurt's gonna. You probably won't believe it, but I said that we wouldn't do it and changed my mind. Here we are, Kurt. This one's for you. Two Old Farts. Come back, guys.
Now we're talking.
What is that? Huh?
Michigan State.
Michigan State fight song. I knew you'd like this. This is week 10.
We get Clemson, Georgia, noon.
That's
Atlanta,
right.
Georgia.
In Atlanta. Segment 2, Two Old Farts. As Greg mentioned, 10 weeks, 10 more Saturdays until Clemson, Georgia, and Notre Dame Notre Dame, Texas A&M. I'll be in the building out in College Station for that.
There's one more big game. What was the other big game?
Florida, Miami.
Florida,
And that's you're 12. We're 7:30. I would imagine that's right between.
12.
Isn't Michigan, Texas opening weekend?
I'm not sure.
I think so.
You'd have to check the schedule and get back to us, Kurt. All right. With that said, we'll let this fight song play out. Ink and Ivy, downtown Greenville, as always. Appreciate you all sticking with us. We've got Noel and Tatiana behind the bar today. So, Kurt, last week you were sitting here with us, and there was a young lady sitting next to you, and you had your Gatorades, and Kurt's on a cleanse right now, so
Well, not really.
he's been
A lifestyle change.
let's go.
Not
let's
by
go.
choice.
Let's go with cleanse. And you get up and you leave, and we keep our seats next to us flipped up because we get a lot of weirdos that sit next to us and try to have conversations with us and what have you. And when you left, the young lady that was 2 seats down from you had a boyfriend, I guess, that was coming in. And when the guy arrives, she grabs the seat and asks Greg if he could sit next to it. And Greg's response, "Oh yeah, sure. It's no big deal. We just don't like, weirdos sitting next to us." She goes, "Well, I didn't know if Gatorade Zero was coming back or not."
Well, I do tend to bring my own drinks. This week it's Bruner's ginger ale out of Detroit originally.
Everything's
But
Detroit
it's
when it
'cause
comes to Kurt.
I can't drink alcohol anymore, and I can't have the syrup that's in those guns at the end of the bar.
Well, I'm sure Greg shares in my sentiments, but I commend you for doing what you felt like you needed to do to give yourself the best chance at of good health.
It's been a month and running.
A month since you've had a drink?
Me and
Interesting.
Rico making up for it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, I'm saving a hell of a lot of money at Ink and Ivy.
Yeah, finished a half bottle of Tito's last night, I'm pretty sure.
So let's talk about Rico's little trip Saturday night out to the, what are we going to call that? Gentleman's Club.
Gentleman's establishment, yeah. Our former favorite bartender, and well, I guess still, had a birthday party at the old establishment that she works at, and I went up. I got an Uber from here at about 11:30. Went up and they were very nice and gave me a bottle of our favorite vodka. And a couple of workers from here showed up to show support for their favorite bartender on their birthday. And Kurt, I think you would have been very enthused about the performances up there.
Well, I'm sure.
Our Carly was, I think she turned 32, 33, but they were dressed appropriately for the occasion. And then there's me sitting my crazy ass up there in that little pulpit area that they have where there's 2 tables and you're prominently on display. And I'm wearing my Caitlin Clark Iowa jersey, and I just happen to attract quite a few of the performers up there to that little section of the stage. And I literally thought to myself, I wish my 2 old farts were there with
Well,
me.
if they start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I could be there.
11:30 at night. I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
It's not an establishment.
I'm either taking a pee or sleep.
No, you're like a vigilante chasing down the criminals down here at McBee Station under that bridge there.
No, not 11:30
Those
at
the old
night.
days.
Not anymore.
Yeah. We had a great time though. I got home about 2:30.
Thank you.
I'm still hungover from it, but I ended up running it back and going out last night. And I think that for the future, I should probably stay home on some Sundays.
Yeah, night off wouldn't kill you.
I mean, you know what? That's a good point. And I can come sit in your apartment and we could be 2 sober guys.
I won't be home that day.
And I'm getting ready to move out of my house. It's for sale. And I figured as a place to live while I'm looking for...
Kurt's got an empty bedroom.
I'm going to move into his bedroom, and he and I will we'll spend some time
Put
together.
some tidy whities and watch Little Fox News.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt, you should be enthused about this. You should be excited about this. This is...
I finally got rid of my kids out of the house. I ain't having any more.
I'll pay my rent. Can I walk around in my tidy whities?
No, hell
With
no.
my Notre Dame shirt on?
We don't allow Notre Dame in my apartment.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't. That said, Greg and I were talking about this, and it's my next, possibly last topic of the episode. By the way, this is episode 10. I mean, who'd have thought it, right?
Right.
10 and 11 weeks, that's pretty impressive. Every Sunday when we come in here for happy hour, there are certain folks sitting at this end of the bar
Our end of the bar.
Our end of the bar with their $10 bottles of champagne. And Greg has learned that they're not very good at tipping.
Well, Kurt and I have actually seen some of the signed receipts where the bill would be, let's say, $30, $40. They sit here for 3 hours, and it says bill $30, tip. They actually write no tip. $30 total.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Have we seen that?
Yep.
Actually, write no tip.
Does that compel you guys, because it would me, to tip a little bit more that day?
Oh,
It compels me to tell them to get the hell out of my seat so a tipper can sit down.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's part of the service industry.
I think we are the other extreme. We overtip.
I think on Sundays, if they're going to have that, they ought to just put automatic 18 to 20% on the bill and be done with it.
You know what ends up happening? You start getting all types of Yelp reviews saying that you are being discriminatory, etc. Which I just sort of showed my hand if this was poker, because I think, listen, there are bad tippers of all types from everywhere, right? Let's not just,
No, I'm not. No.
you know, I wouldn't put it on one particular
Nope.
group or whatever.
No.
But
I don't care who it is. If you write no tip and you've been here for 3
100%.
hours and your bill is $30, you're a piece of crap.
that's an indictment on that person.
These poor girls are making, what, $2.30 an hour or whatever it is?
Well, that's why we've been coming here for
Well,
I did walk in there yesterday, Rico, with probably, I think you were here yesterday about 4 o'clock. You remember that
Right
couple
about
that was
then.
sitting here? I sat down and the guy goes, "Are you one of the guys they always turn these chairs up for because you're here every day?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, have a seat. I'll move over." And he just moved over.
See,
I
that's
respect that.
that is common courtesy when you have regulars that show up to a bar every day. I was telling Christy, I think that at least one of us has been here every day
5 years in a row.
5 years.
closer to 7 or 8, I think. This place has been open.
Dad, you know, we really got to figure out ourselves. Anyway, I'll go back to this
I've
as
had
we.
fun every day.
Well, how can we not? Best group in
I
town.
wouldn't change a thing.
Best group in town.
I wouldn't change a thing.
I have had the luxury of having a great assistant at my office, so she allows me to make sure I'm here at 4 o'clock every day.
And by the way, my wife and I would like to recommend RJ Law. We had a little business today, and Rico and his assistant did a fabulous job for us, and we really appreciate it.
No doubt, RJ Law is one of our sponsors. I like to toot my own horn with that one. I've been a lawyer here for 10 years. It's been great. But with that said, we are now at the close of our episode 3, and I'm going to give Kurt another little taste of love here on the way out the door.
There we go.
Episode 10, 2 Farts.
Call that the national championship fight.
Jesus Christ.
Fair?
If they could drop a daisy cutter in the middle of Ann Arbor, Michigan,
They'd kill a lot of people.
just get rid of it all. Same thing for Ohio, though. I mean, I wouldn't mind that either. 2 Farts, folks. See you next week.
See you next week.